Hi everyone, I have another video here for you guys. And I know that on my 1000 subscriber video, I said I'd make a video on, like a special video or two, on like all the computers I own and maybe do a giveaway. I've been procrastinating, I haven't done that yet, but in the meantime, I'm going to make this video. But don't think I've forgotten about making the other videos. I am going to make those ones. I probably will do a giveaway, but for now, I'm just going to go ahead and make this video. So, actually, first off, a lot of you have been asking me about where I get my stuff, and I don't tell everyone exactly where I get it because that could, spark local competition, and that could kind of hurt business for me if too many people catch on to the idea. But there's like a local electronics recycling place I go to and pick this stuff up that people don't want anymore. But anyway, so I've said this a bunch of other times in my videos, but I go every Saturday, and yesterday I went, like I do on every single weekend pretty much, and I haven't made a video on this for a while. But I got some computers and stuff. So, first off, I got Dell Dimension 4550 here. This thing had no hard drive and no RAM in it. Because I'm low on 40GB hard drives, though, I put a 20GB hard drive in this thing. 512 megs of DDR266. Okay, sorry about that. My camera, being its old self, decided to run out of battery power. So, as I was saying, this is a Dimension 4550 I got yesterday. It's a 1.8 GHz Pentium 4. I might upgrade it to a 2 GHz, but the only 2 GHz CPU I have is a Celeron, and I don't know if these things are compatible with Celerons, but I'll find it out soon enough. I put 512 megabytes of DDR266 RAM in it. It only had 128 megabytes of DDR266. That's the only chip I had in it, which is kind of pitiful, so I put 512 in it. Now, I'm running low on 40GB hard drives. I have a couple, actually I have like 3 or 4 80GB hard drives free, but I don't really want to waste them on this thing, so I put a 20GB hard drive in this thing. Floppy drive, it had a CD-ROM drive in it, but I added on a CD rewritable drive into it. I was missing this front thing, and something that happens a lot with these computers is that this hinge here comes out. I had to pop that back in, so it's all put back together. Had a dial-up card, I took that out. It has an ETI Rage 128 Pro Ultra GL 32 megabyte video card. Floppy drive. I installed Windows XP on it, and yeah, it's all ready to go. Now, one thing I've been doing recently is I've been installing Microsoft Security Essentials on every computer I set up. I have the installation file put on a flash drive, so all I have to do is just go ahead and install it. Actually, I just finished defragmenting this thing's hard drive. But, yeah, so that's one thing I'm adding on. So I can say it has antivirus pre-installed, which it does. Okay, I'll mess with this thing later, but it's pretty much all set. So yeah, that's that. Now, it didn't have a very good fan shroud to it. I'm going to show you the old one. I'm throwing this out because it's just caked in crap. The fan, everything worked. It's kind of disgusting in there, but it's not just normal dust, but it's like someone spilled something or something. But it has a... But it was just so dusty and disgusting, I put a new one in it. And it's all like shiny and new and stuff. But yeah, that's it for this thing, I guess. What else does it have? I'm forgetting stuff. Oh, it doesn't have a sound. Oh, yeah, it does have a sound, but don't be silly. I also got this Dimension 2400 over here. It didn't have a case siding, didn't have a hard drive, didn't have a RAM, but it had everything else in it. And yeah, it's a 2400. I keep on thinking of showing the COAs. Doesn't really matter though, because I will have already used them by the time anyone could steal these things. The COAs, I mean. This thing has a 2.66 GHz Pentium 4. Put 512 megabytes of DDR333 in it. I put a 65GB hard drive in it because I'm low on 40 gigabytes and didn't want to put an 80GB in it, so I had a 65 lying around. It's got a floppy drive, CD rewritable drive. I was contemplating putting a DVD drive in it, but so what? It doesn't really matter, it doesn't really need it. This thing has XP Professional on it, and my XP Professional CD includes Service Pack 3, so I don't have to worry about manually installing that. So, I just skip the have to skip the step of installing Service Pack 3 in this thing, which is pretty lengthy of a step. And it's all ready to go pretty much. I updated it and installed Microsoft Security Essentials, as you can see right here. And I'm just going to finish installing these updates. What the heck is it doing? Why did I open that? I don't know. Probably something to do with Microsoft Security Essentials, but anyway. So all I have to do with this thing is update it, which I'm doing right now. I'm going to defrag the hard drive, and that's going to be it for this thing. But it didn't have a case siding, so I'm using this one. It has some scratches on it and stuff, but this is actually from a Dimension 2300 or 2350. There is a difference between these case sidings. There are two different types. There are two different general types of Dell Dimension case sidings. There are ones with a flat edge up the front here, and ones with a curved edge. And all the flat edge ones are the same, but the curved edged ones differ a little bit. The older ones are meant to have a knob back here, and they say Dell like that on the side. The newer ones don't say Dell like this on the side in that color, and they don't have the little knob thing on there, since it's kind of useless. But this thing does have a knob anyway. But what I'm saying is that the newer ones don't even have little things for those knobs. I also got some other stuff over here. You got this other Dimension 2400. Now, the only thing it had in it was, I don't even know if it works yet, but I just put parts to test it out. The only thing it had was a motherboard, a 2.8 GHz CPU, which I changed to 2.4, a heatsink, and that was it. And the power switch. So I had to put this drive in here, the CD reliable drive, put the power supply in here, put the fan shroud in here. That's what's good about having spare parts, is that, you know, when a computer is so incomplete, you can just, you know, go in your spare parts and just finish it off, or top it off, I mean. It did have a sound card bouncing around in it, but it doesn't need one, since it has onboard sound anyway. I'll take that thing out sooner or later. So I'm going to have to test this thing out. It doesn't have a front bezel though, but I do have a bezel on this Dimension 4700 here that has no parts in it, so it's not really Dimension 4700, is it? And it's just a case and a power switch. I'm going to take this front off this thing. I should have a spare ring right there that says 2400 on it instead of 4700. What else did I get? I got these two computers over here that I've already scrapped. This one had a Pentium 3. You know, it was basically pretty standard scrap material. You know, sync RAM, didn't have a hard drive. And this one's case is, well, it's missing both sides to it, and it's missing the front bezel to it. It had, what did it have? I don't know, it didn't have a hard drive or anything. I pulled parts out of it. I think I scrapped most of it. It had this power supply in it though. That's it has 550 watt, I think. Well, at least it says the model was 550 or 3. Yeah, it's 550 watt. I would use this thing in another computer, but it doesn't have too many SATA connectors. First of all, it looks kind of funny. It only has 2 SATA connectors on it. And I could use like a Molex to SATA adapter for this thing, but I don't really want to do that. So, you know, I don't know how trustworthy those things are. So, yeah, I also got all these monitors over here. One is, what's that symbol again? That is the Westinghouse. Never actually heard of that. I don't know if this thing works or not. By the way, these scratches on monitors sometimes, you can actually kind of rub these off. They're just kind of marks again in the monitors. I haven't tested this out yet. This is a nice Dell monitor. Haven't tested that one out yet either. And I was going to throw this one up, but decided not to, because I think I have 2 of these same type of monitors, and this one has a broken screen with a bunch of dead pixels, but the power supply thing inside the monitor works. And I think I have another one of the exact same model that has a working screen but broken power, so I might swap out the screens and get one monitor working out of the 2 of these things I have. As I got this monitor, I haven't tested it out either. And this computer here. This is actually almost the same motherboard that I was using in this computer for the longest time. It supports, well, it had an AMD Athlon X2 in it. I don't really know the specifics in this motherboard though, but it's got 2 PCI Express by 16 slots clearly. I don't think those are 2.0 by 16. Oh, that might be. The case is bent to hell though. Another 550 watt power supply. Wow. I should actually put that in this thing, because this thing only has a 480. So, you know, that'll give me a little bit of a better feeling instead of using a low wattage power supply, which might be a little bit risky. It's got a floppy drive, no hard drive or anything. It had no CPU, no heatsink, no RAM. This, the motherboard, the case, floppy drive, and power supply. So I'm probably going to scrap the floppy drive though, because I never really use floppy drives. But no, if floppy drives are in a computer I'm selling, I might as well just leave them in there, and that's what I do. I don't take them out and scrap them or anything. But I never really go out of my way to put a floppy drive in a computer that doesn't have one. I've been talking so fast. This one was a, what was it? It was a compact. Had no front bezel to it though. When I saw it, I thought it would be pretty good, but it's actually not. It had sync RAM. It had 256 megabytes of sync RAM in one chip. It looks like it has like an AGP 4X slot. Probably has a Pentium 4 1.7 gigahertz or something. Haven't checked it out yet. I'm probably going to go ahead and scrap the motherboard though, because there's really nothing I can do with this motherboard, even if it works. No one's really going to want it. You know, no one's going to buy it, and I can't put it in this computer since this computer, first off, isn't very good. Secondly, I don't even have the front bezel for it, so I wouldn't be able to sell it anyway. So it's really not going to be any worth in trying to keep any of the parts of this thing. Off comes the heatsink, the CPU. Usually I don't actually do work on stuff as I'm making a video, but I said I might as well check this out a little bit. Hold on a sec. It's 1.7 gigahertz. I have tons of those things already. Don't need it. I'm not going to throw it out or anything. I'm going to keep it, but I don't need it. In fact, I'm thinking of giving away a bunch of CPUs. I might give away like 3 or 4 Pentium 4 CPUs, maybe a couple 1.7s, maybe a couple 2.8s or something. In fact, I still have to think about what I'm going to give away, my giveaway that I'm planning on doing. So this thing's going to get scrapped, including the power supply, because it's got no 2x2, 4-pin connector on it. Now, this gateway over here, about a month ago, I got it all set up and ready to sell. Because I realized I had parts for it. And this used to be the computer I would use all the time for wiping hard drives. In fact, I've had this computer for about 3 years. And I remember when I first got it, I set up and started playing games on it and stuff. I used it as my main computer for a while until I got my 2009 PC working. Or my 2009 gaming PC, I mean. But I set this thing up and got it ready to sell, but unfortunately, I realized that other computers don't like using D-band to wipe hard drives, even though other computers have DVD drives, and I put D-band mostly on DVDs, so I expect the D-band to work with other computers, but it really doesn't quite a bit, so I've been using this one to wipe hard drives. Set of hard drives is, I have a Dimension 2350, it's not fully set up, that I use to wipe hard drives, but that's of course not SATA capable, so I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing. I might go ahead and sell it, or I might just keep using it to wipe hard drives, but whatever. Now, actually, in this 2400 over here, I think... No, it wasn't this 2400. It might have been another computer. I can't remember. There was an 80GB hard drive in here. And I'm disorganized, because I have two 80GB hard drives here. And I don't know if they both came from computers I got yesterday. I honestly cannot remember. Actually, I think one came out of that computer right there I talked about. Yeah, but I got this light-on DVD rewritable drive. IDE, of course, of one of those computers. I've got a bunch of power supplies I gotta sort through. I feel as if this video is really disorganized and hard to follow, because I've just been talking my head off in random directions. I think that's gonna be it for now. Oh, but ends up, I think in another video I mentioned these E-machines I have, and how I don't have case sidings, and how that's a complete pain. I found a case siding for... what is it? This one. Found a case siding for it, but it needs new CMOS batteries. I'm finally going to get one of these things sold. But these two don't have case sidings. And they're also a little bit annoying. For some reason, they, these certain things don't like taking video drivers for some reason. I don't know what's up with that. I can't find any drivers for some of these things online. That's no big deal. I feel as if I have no idea what I'm talking about right now. I don't know, I can't help getting that feeling. Oh, but, I have a lot of stuff to sort through. There's this laptop over here, this NC6400. I've had it for over a month. and I just have to work through it. See, I'm kind of neck deep in stuff I need to fix, but that I don't feel like fixing because it takes too much work. So I should really just try to, get through all this stuff and try to get this place a bit clear and, kind of process my material a little bit more. But anyway, that's going to be it for now, I think. I've actually been making a video. I started it probably 4 weeks ago on this thing, a 2009 PC, about upgrading it. And I haven't released that video yet because it's been a really lengthy process. I got a new CPU for it. I started overclocking it and stuff, but I've been kind of working on upgrading this thing on and off, so I haven't finished actually upgrading it yet. So there might be a video up on my channel in a week or so about upgrading that thing. Although I started working on it about a month ago. I've been working on and off, so the videos span from like, weeks apart. But yeah, that's gonna be it for now. Thank you guys for watching, and see you later.